5. Wow, everyone is crazy. You've heard about LGBT. You should have at least. Living under a rock with your fingers in your ears, maybe you missed it. They are good people, real Americans living with us in our country. And LGBTQIAPK is something else that's real that I did not just make up. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersexual, asexual, pansexual, and polysexual, and kinkiness. That's a mouthful. There's some kind of weird battle of acceptance being fought here, predominantly by straight people, about what feelings adults should have towards other adults. A hermaphrodite is born with bits of both sexes. Humans born that way are called intersex. And that could be pretty weird to the parents of an intersex person, a son or a daughter. That gets pretty confusing. But the parent has to make a choice, son or daughter. Or let your child remain intersex, the way it was born. If you are bold enough to think God made a mistake, then with help from doctors, you can determine the appropriate sex for your child. You can decide for it to be male or a female. It's also possible God is infallible, and so the intersex baby is a perfect creation. That's just fine too. It's also possible God wanted the child to determine their own sex. And I don't mean when they're 4 or 18 or 30 or 40. I mean when the intersex child on their own determines there is something different or unusual about them, and they view it as a thing they don't like. That is such a tricky little thing, though. It seems a near impossibility to be done. Maybe that is an impossibility. There's lots of factors and reasons an intersex could think that about their self. And if the intersex child begins to feel or think that all on their own, well, that's just fine. Where it gets not so fine is when someone is telling you what to do about it, or how you should feel about it, or that you need to do something about it, or that it's wrong, or evil. You start getting to some dangerous territory there. Who do you think you are? God? You, as an outside party who is not biologically responsible for the creation of the intersex. You are neither parent, God, or intersex. You do not get a decision in what happens to this intersex person. You might believe that your faith gives you a decision or an authority on the matter. But I have faith in you to understand that your faith does not. I heard some dude say transgender people are proportionately more involved in crimes in regards to sexual assault. That's pretty bad. What dude did not say was transgender people are proportionately more victims of sexual assault. That kind of changes things up, just a little bit. Turns things slightly and allows for better perception to be seen. Yes, they are involved in a crime. They are involved in a crime being committed against them. Have you heard of gay conversion therapy? I've heard it works. I've also heard it's terrible. Basically, if you're gay, you can get some conversion therapy to become straight. It's a little bit of a physical torture, a little bit of psychological torture, but it's the price you must pay when praying away the gay doesn't work, which it doesn't. But you can condition your body and your mind to turn away from gayness with physical and mental pain. Yay! Gay people volunteer and get pressured into doing this gay conversion torture. It's an interesting thing when you think about it. Some person is acting gay, or some person realizes they are gay. And somehow, some way, some outside factor leads this person to believe that they are wrong or broken. In a bubble, a gay person isn't going to think they're wrong or bad for being gay. Probably wouldn't even know what gay is. Just them being them. But then you introduce a person or a book or basically anything into this bubble. Now you've got the possibility of conflict. Now the gay person in the bubble can be told there is something wrong about them, since an outside force was introduced. It's not the gay person, left alone, going, I sure feel wrong about being myself. It's the introduction of the outside force going, what you feel inside is wrong. I don't know if these outside forces feel that way, or think that way, or both, or if some other outside factor is telling them to feel that way or think that way. Wow, when you really start looking at gay conversion therapy, it sure seems like a way to control how people think and feel. That's a little scary. We've also got a lot of crime in this country, and a lot of guns. We could have less of both, if we wanted, but we would have to admit we have been wrong about some things, that we have been doing some things the wrong way for a long time now. And then we would have to change the way we do things, and the way we treat people. That would be a big, scary change. And it would take a whole lot of courage from all of us to even make a suggestion to begin doing it. One more thing about abortion. It is equally baffling that in the greatest country on earth, there is a group of people who want to have biological control over other human beings' bodies. That's actually crazy, taking control of a person's body away from them. And some people believe they should have a say in doing that. The debate has been going on for so long, it is completely normalized to talk about what should and shouldn't happen regarding a female's choice over their own body. Cuckoo. Let's throw absolutely every filter we have, every filter we look at it with away. Remove life-threatening complications and all religious views and deformities, poke God in the eye, and say that abortion is wrong. It is ending a life before it gets anything, before it gets to be. And that is incredibly sad. Maybe the saddest thing in the world. It would be wonderful if there was no life-threatening complication to the mother ever. If all degrees of birth defects would magically disappear or be accepted and embraced by all of humanity. If all the victims of rape that end with pregnancy could love their child as much as themselves or more. Wow, how great would that be for everyone in the world? To be able to look past one of the most horrible things to happen to an individual and find love there, anywhere, is an absolute miracle. It can happen, and it does happen. But there seems to be no good reason why. Taking it further with our rape victim and our rape baby, if the victim is able to carry said baby to term, there should be millions of other people prepared, ready, willing, and begging to take care of this child. The rape baby is innocent of everything and should be loved and cared for as much as your own baby, as much as any baby. There lies the rub. As much as any baby. Children all around the world are starving. They are being abandoned and forgotten. For every starving, forgotten, abandoned, unloved, and unwanted child in the world, there are 10,000 people with more than enough means to take care of each one. But 10,000 people raising a child seems a little weird. But we live in a world where not even enough single people and couples of people step forward to take care of our own children in our own country. It is hard enough for adults to take care of themselves. Babies get left in dumpsters and trash cans because people are afraid. They think they can't handle the responsibility, and maybe they're right. Don't believe me? Open your eyes and look at the world. You're welcome. It's the kids' fault. It's the parents' fault. It's society's fault. Spread that blame around, folks. Let's all take some. I'll take some. I don't want any kids myself. Orphanages are very much real in America, and we are the greatest country on earth, and we somehow don't have enough good people to take care of the children we already have. That is not right. We have the money, the people, the means, resources, and necessities to give every single unwanted or unloved child in America a loving home. We have that ability. We can do it easily. For some reason, we don't have the desire. I'm also a huge hypocrite here. I absolutely lucked out by having grandparents who were willing to raise me. Kids scare me pretty bad, so I'll be the last volunteer to help out when we all get on board with this, which I am sure will be happening any day now.